Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Mortanius, and we are back with some more Vampyr on the PS5. Time of recording is 12:09 a.m. Thursday, April 17th, 2025. When we last left off, we finally managed to make our way back to the Pembroke, and kind of bore witness to quite a few things, children. First, we kind of got introduced to a particular individual by the name of Fergal, a large Vocod, apparently, an offshoot of Vampyr, who told us that we might want to slow down lest we all end up on his dinner plate. We'll have to see how that goes, children. But just before we finally managed to make it back to the Pembroke, we actually came across our mysterious maker. Come to find out, he was some sort of disembodied something or other. Looked like nothing but blood. Spoke of being the land and us being his children, or at least me, that he would have more later. We'll have to see how that goes as well. But once we finally made it back to the Pembroke, we discovered a couple of things, children. Firstly, it kind of went down back here. Yeah, real bad. To the point where we have a corpse as well as another corpse that seems to be missing. But before we figured that little detail out, we managed to speak to Dr. Swansea, who apparently was meeting with I believe he called him McCullough, the leader of the Guard of Priwen. The soldiers we've been eating all up and down this beautiful city. And now we are simply in the process of doing what we can to track down what isn't seemingly going on in this place. So if you folks like what you see and want to see more of me, just give me a like, follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of the other playlists, share around some of the other playlists, bang the bell. Follow the links from my Twitch to get to my YouTube. Follow the links from my YouTube to get to my Twitch. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and get comfortable. Let's get into this. Sorry about the lack of content, folks. I was kind of held hostage by family. Nieces and nephews wouldn't exactly let me go either, so you know how that goes. Gentlemen. Right. Huh? Oh, that's right. Forgot you can lock on to them. Yeah, you can lock on to people. Guess you're in a bit of a stalky kind of mood. I'm wondering. Oh, nope.
Hello again, Mr. Hunt. Do you feel any better now?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
I can respect it. That or the sewers with the scowls. Nummy, nummy.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
No guy feels comfortable with doctors. We're out of commission. We don't feel right when we're out of commission, and nobody else feels right when we're out of commission either. I'll just leave it at that.
I'm certain you have your reasons, but let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Hippocratic oath. Heal 10 citizens. Yeah, did you see me save you? Or did you just know it happened? I really kind of need to know. It really depends on whether you did or didn't see how I saved you.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Interesting. Okay, so we did learn that one already. Oswald and Newt and Blight are in love with each other. Excuse me. Oswald prefers to deal with his claustrophobia himself and does not want hospital treatment. You know, folks, I'm looking in the methods to try and record content without having to rely on consistent streaming. That way I can actually give you folks even more content more consistently, but I seem to be having trouble finding storage materials for content. Tried a Seagate, but they sent the wrong one. So there that was.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
You know, like outdoor clinic or something? I mean, the Pembroke and the city itself is suffering, but no outdoor clinic or something?
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Well, I can partly understand you, and honestly, there's something about hospitals. It's almost like hospitals. It's like the people there, whether they're there for a short term or a long term, it's somehow like they sort of siphon your energy, but not like a parasitic siphon. It's like they need it and you have no problem giving it. Anytime you go to a hospital, you will leave drained, and there's no way around it. I can understand his desire to want to be somewhere just clear out in the open and just deal with it over time. And also his distrust of doctors to an extent. Especially if he doesn't doubt their skill, he doubts their conviction and willingness to help him. And while I can understand that, that's not all medical professionals. And moreover, right now, as much as everybody would kind of want to be famous for curing the disease, or kind of have a funny feeling they would rather survive it,
do you want to talk about why you have
that doesn't mean there won't be opportunists.
this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then if you're so interested in my case.
Only thing that makes sense is you got buried.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again.
Exactly.
So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during the shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
That would do it. Newton and Oswald Thatcher were buried alive by a bombing raid during the war. Right, and then Newton has a phobia of rats that prevented him from rescuing his friend. And of course, they're in love. And we know everything about him. They were buried alive during a bombing by the during a bombing during the war, by a bombing during the war, rather.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, days like months. The terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
He turned inward on himself. Why wouldn't you, though? This might be it. Why didn't I? Why couldn't I? Why shouldn't I? I should have. I wish I would have. If only I could. If only I had.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end. I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
Exactly.
I thought about what I could do to survive, just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
We all carry that weakness, especially when we're pushed to our lowest. You're not innocent, obviously, but you're definitely not guilty. And in the end, you didn't do it.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
You assume. Sometimes people put on fronts, or sometimes people just deal with things differently. You assume it didn't destroy him. But his description of how he is with the rats, yeah, I think that kind of destroyed him.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Now, I don't exactly get into this particular aspect of reality. It doesn't mean these people don't exist, obviously, right? I don't exactly advocate for it, but it doesn't mean that you can't deeply care for someone, especially someone that you fought and killed and almost died beside, deeply. Someone that you do truly love. It doesn't mean that I, like I said, subscribe to that particular aspect, but that doesn't make their care or love for each other any less important.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not. I said. But Newton sees it differently.
Interesting. He might feel societally it's wrong. He might feel instinctually it's wrong. He might be a mix of both. He might outright just be confused as to why he feels the way he does, and it makes no sense to him because of who. Never mind. He is. Not gonna eat your brain, just made the mistake of hitting the button. Now, what was I saying?
Good evening.
Huh.
Tell me about your...
I love him.
Weird. Why is that still lit up?
Goodbye. Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
No problem. I don't know why I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, total strangers, but from time to time you need to help strangers. Always be on the lookout, always be wary, but from time to time, you need to help people out.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Yep.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles.
Yeah.
Twice.
Nothing like being hopped up on painkillers, having to use your Thompson, huh? Oh no, he wouldn't use the Thompson. He's right, he's English. I don't know what they would be using over here. No, this is World War One. Thompson didn't even exist. Interesting.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we were in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I can respect that.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
Sometimes you do need to come to decisions like that on your own, but that honestly implies you're of sound mind to do so. As I grew up, I always heard people say, you can't help people if they don't want to help themselves, but that would imply that they are of sound mind and judgment to actually know that they need help and know it is time to accept it. Sometimes people need the occasional smack, unfortunately.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
Interesting that I guess that either we didn't learn that and I'm misremembering, but we learned that from like basic details that we found somewhere or something, a note maybe, or we had talked to him and he said the same thing. It just was highlighted.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. Couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Yeah, it's understandable. Eating you. Eating you. Ugh. And then we don't know exactly how many it would take for like rats to actually strip a person down. I mean, sure, Dishonored gives you a nice little example, but that's a video game. I can't exactly say how many it would take to really strip a person down. You know what I'm saying? But he was going through it anyway, regardless of how many it took. Huh. Oswald's fear of hospitals, though, is weird. He has specific, like, hospital claustrophobia. It's like, what?
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Jesus. A full week.
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel.
Right.
It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Yeah, but then he seems to be fine kind of being inside everywhere else. By the way, he seemed to describe everything other than the tunnels, obviously. But then the Pembroke seems to be a problem. It's just wild. Claustrophobia has always been insane to me. It's like, dear God. Like, do you drive? Do you have claustrophobia in your car? And this ain't me being funny. I'm like, seriously. Do you have claustrophobia in your shower? In your own home?
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength.
Yes, sir.
You believe that?
Yep. That's the way we're built. A fortunate, unfortunate reality.
Do you need medical attention,
Nope,
sir?
he
No
doesn't.
thanks, sir.
A fortunate, unfortunate reality. We're kind of built to, not to get over trauma, but to sort of take a few lickings and keep on the kicking.
You and...
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just, okay, yeah.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, never thought I'd love a man.
Yeah, so I was right. This is flipping him on his head. He's probably always had an attraction to girls, and then out of nowhere, he survives with this man, and now he deeply loves him. But then the question becomes, because of this bond happening in such extreme circumstances, is it that kind of love, or is it more of a brotherly love that they think is actually attraction? And it might actually be, but is it attraction? Or is it more they feel a certain way deeply, and they also think they might need to incorporate other things into it? It's hard to say. Newton doesn't accept his homosexuality. It doesn't make sense to him. His brain can't wrap itself around the concept. And it might be because he he might not actually be so much as this may be a part of his trauma. For at least from a lot of the cases I've heard, a lot of men a lot of the times do end up like this, especially if they've like been in prison scenarios, unfortunately. That being said, this could just be him, or it could just be damage. I mean, the most I can really say is just be careful.
Maybe a time will come when you'll not have to hide who you are.
Not exactly where I was going, but I can respect it.
Only advise caution.
I know, Dr. Reed. Oswald wouldn't survive behind bars. He wouldn't live long if we were separated.
Yeah. You're not exactly where I was going with my statement, but same time, it's not exactly a... Oh, thought I heard him say something. Or he might have and was just talking. I want in there to get loot, but I think those two are taking a moment.
Things are different here. So many ways.
It's locked.
Can't hear him. Well, guess we're heading out to the East End. What? Okay. What's up, gentlemen? Did I ever get Strickland's? No, I didn't. Where is that at? Oh, that works out perfectly. I wanted to check the place out first. What? Okay.
Please, sir. Leech spotted! Watch out for it! Keep your eyes on it!
Are you just gonna sit here and let your friend get killed, huh? Nice. Sit still. Sure. Over here with me. You know what you saw. Yes, Sirski. Swanborough Cordial. Okay. Well, it's called all these defenses and they didn't really matter. Fertile is the belly of the beast. Vampires create their foul progeny with blood. We all know that some of us witnessed the process. Or we all know that. Some of us witnessed the process even. But what is really going on there? Is it the only way for a vampire to breed? Let's review what we know so far. When willing to create a progeny, a vampire will not bite but give its blood to drink. Most of the victims die when bitten, but some of them survive and turn into leeches themselves. This only happens when they have assimilated the vampire blood one way or another. It is not the predator's bite, but its blood that infects the victim, who will turn if he or she survives the suffering of the metamorphosis. It also seems that a vampire can breed by having intercourse. The vampire mates to produce a child. Sexual intercourse between vampire and human rarely produce any birth, but some of them try it anyway. A vampire gestation is only a few weeks short. And the pain is almost unbearable for the mother if she is mortal. She will not survive the birth. The vampire comes out of her womb by tearing apart her entrails. If the mother is a blood drinker, it will probably survive and regenerate. The newborn vampire will quickly grow and turn into an adult vampire in only a few months. From The Adversary by Kendall Stone, founder of the Guard of Prewin. Jesus. But the thing that's confusing, we were bitten, if that cutscene is accurate, but we also saw our progenitor. He seemed to be made of nothing but blood, so it stands to reason if he bit us, well, he left a few things. Damn. Straight and to the right. All right.
Don't come close. It ain't human. Over there. There's one of them.
your friends down that hallway, down that alleyway. And they're just letting me murder you. You know this, right? I wasn't even trying to do that. I'm over looking for loot. Pest control. Eat 10 rats. Alright, I guess. If I remember right, isn't Mortimer Goswick's house around here? Yeah, literally, right around here. Oh, it's in the safe house. Yeah, okay. Fold the letter. My dear mother, when you find this, I will be gone. Yep. I want you to know that I don't leave because of you. I leave this world because of the crushing weight that existence puts upon me. These times are too much for me. Sometimes I feel like Baudelaire's verses have been written as an echo from my own heart. When the low, heavy sky weighs like a lid upon the spirit aching for the light, and all the wide horizon's line is hid by a black day sadder than any night. It's as beautiful as it is painful. Mother, I can't suffer it anymore. I don't want you to try to convince me, and it would only delay the inevitable, for I would do it again if by chance you managed to save me once. Farewell, your son, Mortimer.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
I personally do not advocate for suicide. He is wounded, but I'm not gonna lie, he's also soft about this. He literally said it himself. This world is just too rough and I don't like it. Man, nobody likes everything about existence. But Jesus Christ, to give up on yourself like that. It'd be hard as hell not to be ashamed of myself. And then he already tried. Alright. No point in that. Only reason he's at the Pembroke. He already tried. Good Lord. I get it can be rough. But don't ever run from yourself. Don't ever run from life. And no time is any of this supposed to be easy. If it was easy, honestly, odds are it would be an illusion. Stay in an illusion if you want to. I don't recommend it. He definitely needs help. But Jesus Christ. That is horrible. And then you say it ain't your mother's fault. As true as that may be, she's your mother. She's going to blame herself. Because in the end, even she, the person who knew you and trusted you and built you up the most, potentially, couldn't help you. What the? Okay. It wasn't supposed to be you that froze. I even selected him at the time. Yeah, he's dead, Jim. What? Didn't expect me to be able to kill enemies 5 levels above my level capabilities? It's called professionalism. Now let me ghost fight. There we go. You know, thinking about it, when you feed, nice shot. Nice. When you feed, stuck on corpses, I think that is. You don't touch him. Makes me think about don't know if you folks ever got the chance to play it, but I want to say it's up on PlayStation Plus now. And they actually released a remaster of 2 of the games of the same series recently. Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen 2, and Defiance. Blood Omen 1 you obviously want to play, but Blood Omen 2 was the game that allowed you to drink blood without actually touching your enemy. You drank it like it was, you literally summon it from your enemy and from a stream into a stream. It was awesome. I want to say the game came out like way back in 2001. Not Blood Omen 1, Blood Omen 2. Blood Omen 1, I want to say, was originally a PC game. Maybe not. It was a old school, like, original Diablo style game. Huh. I'm going to kill him. I'm just wanting to see what's... Oh, well, alright. I mean, I was gonna head back that way. I ain't mad at you. Ha-ha! Yeah, I'll avoid everything you do. Nothing like drawing the neighborhood in the fight. Yeah. Oh, he hit me with that. Interesting. What did it? See, I can do that too. Ah, okay. No point. Just take the long way. Now, for any of y'all who didn't get the chance to learn it early on, as you can see, my health bar has that red slice, that red segment going vertically. That is persistent damage. Now, I can use my blood to heal past it, but until I do, it stays that way. But over time, it will fade. But if I heal, say, by drinking blood, well, problem solved. Right, too short of a distance. It don't. I commend you. You filled me up. That was just what I needed to get these juices flowing once again. To battle! Hey, that guy. Should have came here earlier. Yeah, I know. Yep. What's up? Nice catch. I'm kind of surprised you haven't tried to take my blood. Too rich for you? Decided to see what it tastes like now, huh? Too bad for you. Never get distracted by the illusion. It has its power, but no more than what it is already displayed, which is the incapability of withstanding a blow or failure. And since it missed, all it could do is disappear. Dr. Strickland's list. Ordered by Dr. Thoreau Strickland, Pembroke Hospital. List of substances and ingredients. Lacrima papaverus, medical opium, sodium hypochlorite, and potassium pomegranate.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
We get high. High. Hey yo, I smoke like a chimney. Matter of fact, I smoke like the gun when the killer see his enemy. Okay. 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 I mean, y'all saw it. That's about all I have to say about that. Figure I might as well, don't know if I'll be sleeping while I'm out there, so I might as well get the XP. Solve the mission at the same time, yeah. Strickland, where you at? He should be down here. There you are.
Good
What
evening,
just happened?
Dr. Strickland. And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Left side of his whole face just lit up weirdly.
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list, you.
That's understandable.
Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage?
If not a new strain of the disease. The Rosen experiments in blood transfusion have not been successful yet.
Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for.
My
Dr.
fault,
Reed.
folks.
That's all I'm asking.
The way these conversations are had, I like to be able to see each other, or each person, obviously. You miss some facial expressions, but you know, you at least get to see the conversation.
I want to know about these secret tests you run.
Yeah, you ain't
If
just
they
gonna
can
blow
save
past
people
that.
from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
I'm a person, homeboy. You don't know what the hell I do. If you've been paying attention to my inner dialogue, I've been doubting myself this whole game. You do have my support, but you do need to rein yourself in. Which is why I'm hoping that as you do these experiments, you bring these details and these instances to me so we can work off of each other. You can at least have somebody with wisdom and temperance on your side. And of course, we definitely get the new blood in it. Learn something. Advance on what it is we know. Create your own advancements, your own sciences. Let's go, kid. But what you do needs to be tempered with wisdom. And as he said, proper cynicism.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You don't know what that means to me.
That kind of does bother me. I seem to be kind of his local hero. So I kind of got to be real careful with how I word things with him. We saw how that went in our Telltale's Batman series playthrough.
Put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Placebo, huh? Well, you can do that. Okay. Now I need to bring all that. I don't know if I have it, honestly. Oh yeah, I do. I have some of it anyway. I mean, it's not here. So, I wonder. Mortimer, I'll come see you in a minute.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Does it now? Oh, lordy, lordy. I need an adult to leave the room so me and this other adult can have a conversation. What was that? Dazzled, huh? But is he bedazzled? Guess we'll have to see. Is he pretty with it? I forgot you can come back here and get like stuff. I don't know how often it respawns. It must be nightly, or at least like not nightly, but like as you progress the story is what I mean. The hell was that? Something just sounded juicy. What's up? Hey. I need that. Wrong one. That's actually irritating and kind of funny. I was in the process of healing when he jumped on me. Just a minute. All right. Oh no, no, no. We shall fill up the whole tank, my friend. Nice dodge. Too bad you couldn't do it again.
I cannot enter.
And why is that? Why can't we enter? Haven't been exactly keeping track of the things I picked up this whole time. So, though I may have everything, I have no real need to stop. Oh, here, Nah, you can definitely drop that block. It's not gonna help you there, bro. That one was gruesome, folks. Don't look. Alright. Gnawing on a corpse. Cause that's the same corpse that's been there. It ain't got loot on it now. Huh. Can't get into those rooms. Yeah. Okay. Weird. Come here. Come here. Alright. I mean, I know y'all going through it. It ain't y'all's fault. Ain't really mine either, but you know. Out in the hall. Okay. Ugh. Y'all need to quit smoking that stuff. That's why y'all screeching and wheezing like that. That ain't none of that wacky tobacco. That's something else. You was a smart one. You decided to get a power boost early. Wanted to force that Zenkai boost, did you? No. I knew you were going to. That's exactly why I waited. You shouldn't serve me. You feed me. Not the other way around. Momentarily. Interesting. So that's the beginning area where we had one of our first real boss fights. Some would say we're equals. They're dead. Like I said, they're dead. So are you. No. No. No, we're not doing it. Oh, so we're doing that. Cool. Oh, no. Let me holler at you real quick. The desecration. The disrespect. Who raised you? From the dead. What? Oh, okay. That was just a spot where we collected stuff. I'm like, wait, isn't that a workbench? Nope. Just a spot where we collected stuff. To my medical desk. Do they actually mean my medical desk or a medical desk? I think they mean my. Amusing how the door is shut when I went in there. No, they're just shut. Okay. Excuse me. Woo! Talk about a boss job. Happens a lot more when you're exhausted. Happens a lot more when you're taking stuff to not be exhausted. But well, that's this entire place. Don't know what screecher I'm hearing now. Oh, them on the floor above. Not really. worth anything. But they are in proximity of the Pembroke nonetheless. And more loot, naturally. As you folks can definitely understand, my desire was to save the loot, their lives. Yeah. Got to get these people, got to get the Pembroke under control. Yeah. Jesus. We hadn't even really got started on heading to the East End. It's just because there's always more stuff to do. Here's hoping I've got enough. Where's his formula? Either way. Clay Cox's knife. I cannot remember where I find that. Xiaoxun. Okay. I already saved her. Don't know, we'll see. Follow me, Mr. Cox. I'll see you to that better place. We were gonna eat him. We chose to be courteous. One moment. Okay. I think I might have been stun locked at that last second. That's weird. Why they fight me then, but they didn't fight me the first time? Wonder if it's because I ran. No. I don't know. What is that, like the second or third time we've died?
Look lively! It's on to us!
Oh, he'd love to watch out for these teeth, but too late. Your mama.
Put an end to you!
Nothing like being the controller. That's DCUO parlance for you folks who might be wondering. DC Universe Online. Controller was my primary class. Been years since I played the game. I need to get back into it, see what's up. The amount of stuff that they've added. I remember when they first dropped the game on PS3. I am from when they dropped the game on PS3 from way back then, children. Weird. There weren't even people next to me. I'm like, what? Oh. That was cool. I forgot that happened. All right, gentlemen. Sit still. No. Nothing like the murderous walk down. Oh, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Okay, we're crossing. What the? Oh, I've got to remind myself hitting that button when I don't have that vampire sight up uses stems. I don't really use stems ever. You were supposed to freeze him. Yes, sir. Some say I'm the beast from the east, others say I'm the best from the west. It's up to you. It's whatever you believe, man, but at the end of the day, there's only one of us going home. I hope you did the math on my statement. What's up? I know that hurt. I guess this is a spot where they're prepping the dead for now. Or that was a group of people, maybe a family who died, and this is like that was like corpse collection, corpse retrieval. Yeah, that's probably what it was corpse retrieval. See, I didn't know it was it, because we sort of died, and then were thrown into like a body pit. Like, how long were we there? If memory serves, actually, yeah, if memory serves, our sister, the Rakesh, the mortician, he said our sister was looking for us for a few days, which means we had been dead for a few days. Is that how long it normally takes for vampires to become, well, people to become vampires? Or was that us in our case? Because remember, we got bit. We didn't drink blood. We got bit. Well, we effectively got bit by an entity made of blood. So, I mean, not only did we effectively transform because of somebody biting us, we got the good shot. We got the pure shot. That concentrate. I'll take it. Every single drop. Yeah, all right. This is an interesting spot. Cover letter. Hello, Frank. How are you, my old friend? It was good to see you last week. Next time, let me get the rounds in. I hope everything is okay on your side of town. Here in your old neighborhood, the situation is getting worse. Claire is getting more violent every day and is only thinking about expansion, even when it seems there are some new players around, trying to dispute our territory. The Wet Boot Boys are in a bad spot, I'm afraid. So I thought about what you said last time we met, that you never regretted leaving the gang. That the only thing you regret is never being able to put foot in East End again. To avoid a good beating or worse. Well, rest assured that you'd have my protection if you decide to pass by. And maybe we could talk a bit again about new opportunities and job offers. You know I've always been good with numbers, so maybe if you need an accountant in your company, let's talk about that, shall we? Say hello to your wife for me. WBB for life. Old chap. Alright, Wet Boot Boys for life, old chap. Booth dig me. Interesting. Booth has already tried to find a job so he can quit the Wet Boot Boys. Okay, hey. No salt to throw. If your desire is to get away from that idiotic way of thinking and that idiotic profession, I have no problem. His hoping is to straight and narrow. See, my thing is, if you do a lot of dirt and your desire is to get away from it, cool, but you need to accept what you did and you need to accept the consequences that comes with that. A lot of people try and do dirt and then just act like they didn't do shit. It's like, no. People had to deal with your nonsense. You had to deal with people, sure, but people had to deal with your nonsense, right? Not the right way. As such, you are not innocent. Stick to the past. But if your desire is to get away from it, sure, get away from it. Don't expect people to forget and don't expect people to forgive either, but get away from it, you know. Now, if they choose not to get away from it, then that's their choice. But that doesn't necessarily have to have anything to do with you. It might, but it doesn't have to. Can't use my powers, really. There's people around.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
I mean, you can try. They'd fail. But you could try.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Dun, dun, dun,
Something like
dun.
that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
We all see. Yeah? Yeah?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well,
Kind of a
yes.
little bit.
You seem so proud of your status.
Yeah.
Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
Alright, don't break an arm jacking yourself off.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
You could hope to kill me, my friend, once again. You would fail, but you know. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
First off, if she's more smart than patient, then it stands to reason that she's going to be smart enough to hear what it is that I just said. But hey, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Booth may be in love with Edwina Cox, but she is the true leader of the gang. Edwina may be in love with Booth Digby, but she is the true leader of the gang. I don't work for no one. But Edwina, I work for Edwina. But I don't work for no one. Alright? That dynamic must be interesting between you two. It rarely goes well, but if it works, it works.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Damn. So even with your desire to become better, you know full well it's not going to pan out. Because at some point or another, her crazy ass is going to come calling and going to make things a problem again. You'll have a legitimate business and she'll turn it into a front or something. No peace. No progress. Just wet boot crap.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Thank you, thank you.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Didn't expect him to be actually helpful in that regard. It's not that he couldn't be, it's that I didn't expect that he would want to be. Other than simply ending the conversation. You're Edwina Cox, huh? And who are you talking to? Were you talking to me or something? Because I don't know who she was talking to.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a
Yeah.
doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say?
Yeah.
I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment. Miss
Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Maybe.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Yeah. Yeah. Crikey. She sounds like a bundle of fun. Isn't that something? I always did like British English. It hits the brain right. Funnily enough, I have more fun listening to Cockneys than like just standard British folk. And not like ha fun, but like fun. Well, ha fun, but they're aware of the ha fun, so it is what it is. Why would I want to buy these things back? What sense is that? Now, what was it that I needed for that mission? I wasn't even thinking about the fact that she might sell something useful. Sodium hypochlorate, potassium pomegranate, and ferrous tartrate.
Good evening.
Hello again.
Can I see what you...
As long as you...
Yeah, I mean, I highly doubted she would be somebody who would sell such things. What are you trying to say? That I'm not smart or something?
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
No, I just think you wouldn't be somebody who sells something like that. What do you mean? What are you saying? It's just kind of weird, like her initial statement. It's like, I'm Dr. Reed. Who are you? I could have swore. Yeah. Okay. I'm Dr. Reed. Who are you? Dr. Reed. From the Pembroke. Ah, from the Pembroke. For real? Ain't paying for clay. Who are you? Okay.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
It's called running a gang and being surprised that gang members are gang members. Are you for real?
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
I might go there for nothing else than to see what I can procure to solve this epidemic. But beyond that, I don't know what you talking about. You better hope I don't eat them, boy. Let me slow it down. Let me slow it down.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
I wonder why that is. What the fuck, bro?
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
Yeah, use of a doctor that can freely walk across the city.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
That is quite unusual. At least in this instance, it is a compliment. It's not always.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats.
I really don't.
Or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
It does for quite a few. That includes you two. Booth and Edwina Cox have recently killed a man in retaliation. Shocker. Edwina and Booth Digby recently killed a man in retaliation.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife, and his name means something round here.
You never paid him a visit at Pembroke Hospital, did you?
And I don't intend to. In Clay's case, I'm not against a medical mistake or a little help from the Spanish flu.
Damn. So, quite literally, his status is what's useful to you. While he's over there actually giving the damn, you're over there damning what he chooses to give. Okay. I say I'm surprised, but I'd be lying, bro.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
Uh-huh.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Uh-huh.
One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
So to be clear, you mess with anybody you want to, but anybody who chooses to not be messed with will pay. Your blood is looking real good right now. I shit you not.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Understood. Translation: if somebody chooses to hit you, they better hit you until your skull's in pieces.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
It's more, it has nothing to do with me, and I'm not your husband. And any issue you had with your husband, you could just as easily have brought up with him. What you chose to bring up was, boy, always going outside of relationships to fix relationships. It's obvious she's a soft heart. And nothing wrong with the fact that they want to be the little spoon. Just cut the nonsense. Obviously, you know, be discerning. Be careful. But cut the nonsense. If you want to be the little spoon, say you want to be the little spoon and quit acting like you want to be the big spoon. Because that then means somebody else has to be the damn bigger spoon. And the odds decrease greatly the bigger the spoon gets.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Edwina suspects Booth Digby to be unfaithful. How in the hell do we get that from if he cheats on me, his ass is grass? What kind of logic is that? I mean, she might. I don't know. But, huh? I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be implied a little bit more that I'm like catching.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint. I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Alright.
Goodbye, Miss Cole.
Now, some might say that you shouldn't have to teach somebody how to give you what it is you want in a relationship. And to an extent, I agree. But at the same time, if somebody has never been taught the things that you may personally require, how in the hell are they supposed to give them to you? All they can do is throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, and then hope that they didn't piss you off because they threw the wrong thing. No, a closed mouth does not get fed. It never has, it never will. If you want something, say something. Otherwise, whatever problem you come upon, you ended up creating. Because you could very easily have said something and saw... If you have something to say, then you see a problem. If you see a problem, then the problem can be solved. Why don't you? If you want this and it's extremely important to you, it stands to reason you're going to want that problem solved quick, fast, and in a hurry. If you don't, that's fine, but don't then sit there and blame the other individual for not reading your mind and solving your problem. Especially when it's a problem you personally created. Man or woman, the argument holds up. I don't care who you are. It's just generally, men rarely say what we like because it tends to be perceived as needy. And women rarely say what they like because they feel we should understand already. But how in the hell am I supposed to understand something if I don't get the opportunity to learn? There is no real way to solve the problem. Somebody's going to have to give ground, and the only option is the ones who have the desires but won't speak. I mean, we're simple, extremely. It doesn't mean stupid, it just means we're kind of built to be minimalists. Let's put it that way. We're kind of built to be minimalists.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Nice to meet you, young man. First,
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same.
yeah.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Regardless of who you are, I don't need to like you to need to save your life. And I don't need to like you for you to still have a need to live.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home. You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
Interesting. Which is it, kid? I don't know his circumstances to say it's tragic. It is tragic for anybody to be on the street, but I don't know his circumstances to say it's tragic. But with him being as young as he is, it being tragic is honestly the closest answer. But he does need to be careful.
You should be careful, Rufus. There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely and the desperate.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
I can respect that. We all have those people. Well, if we're blessed, we all have those people. Stella Fishburne. Stella is like a mother to Rufus Kingsbury. Strong name this kid has, Rufus Kingsbury. Rufus views Stella Fishburne as a mother. Deep respect for her. And he's young enough to be easily galvanized if she goes missing to end up in the Guard of Prewin, but old enough to serve more than likely. Or at least train.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
That's a shame. I can only assume it's because he's homeless.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Huh? Why?
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
I can respect that. You might not like the place, but it is still home. We all kind of feel that way about where we come from. If we're lucky, we're able to survive where we come from, and then maybe even come back and uplift where we come from, so people have fewer problems to go through. You don't make everybody's life just hunky-dory and make it to where that they don't have to learn or anything or take care of themselves, but you do want to make it to where there's no more need for quote-unquote sleeping rough, among other things.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Now, obviously, those who are out and about need to make effort themselves, naturally. This is a two-way street. Existence always has been, always will be, but the opportunity, definitely. Problem is, opportunities like that, like the concept of equal opportunity is beautiful, but it only exists in a society that isn't in the 17 or not 1700s, the earlier years like this. There needs to be a society of abundance where you have effectively quote unquote time to waste. It's effectively you go from everybody needing to be specialized the way humanity always was because of extreme resource scarcity. The resources existed, but it took time to farm them, time to move them, time to shape them and turn them into the things we need. Then we didn't have as much knowledge in some way, shaped and formed, so we wasted more resources than we thought we did, or wasted more resources than we actually needed for, let's say, like a sword or armor or for a home. But now, actual time for us, we have our struggles, but we also have more time for people to devote to things like streaming, among other things. You see what I mean? All of humanity doesn't necessarily have to be specialized like we were. And at this point in time, it still requires extreme specialization, especially during this epidemic.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the Wet Boot Boys and the Communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
When she spoke about the communists, I figured that was just a one-off. But no, it's an actual group around here. Jesus.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all.
Head?
Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
Interesting. Just checking up on some things, folks. Because he's obviously got memory like problems, but I'm wondering if it's like dementia or something. I don't think dementia has an age limit. Primarily affects older adults, but it can occur in younger individuals, sometimes referred to as young onset dementia. While Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia, from frontal temporal dementia is more prevalent in younger individuals, but they're usually between 45 to 65. Interesting. But the young onset dementia can occur in individuals as young as 30. So it's possible the cases go even farther and farther down in age, but no one's lived long enough to take that record down, or nobody knew it. And then they call him a curse, so they stay away from him like he probably has leprosy or something, which makes it even harder to potentially diagnose. That is a shame, though. He's completely able-bodied, but for some reason his head makes it to where he can't work. His mind actually holds him back. That is such a shame, especially when he comes off as an earnest kid, the kind of person that at this point in his life he'd be holding down a serious job. At this point in history, at this point in his life, he'd be holding down a serious job, making decent money.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
Check in with them at some point, yoink.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Well, we'll have to see what all that all entails next time we decide to come back here. I'll need to actually switch this episode name up since we ran around like we did. But it's gonna be the end of episode episode 10 of Vampyr on the PS5. If y'all like what you see and want to see more of me as we continue our journey through the East End, give me a like, a follow, a subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of the other playlists, share around some of the other playlists, bang the bell. Follow the links from my Twitch to get to my YouTube. Follow the links from my YouTube to get to my Twitch. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And God bless you.